as far as bad things to say, I have no complaints about this season either. Thought it was very strong. Season 3, Coven. I have in quotations or asterisk. Squeezing my nuts together. Bus flipping. Again, you have to watch it to see it. Plus all female characters. Minus too many zingers or one-liners. So basically, I thought the first 2 seasons were very good, and then after that it kind of felt a little like a little hokey as it went on. But you know, it gets laughs, even if you're laughing at it instead of laughing with it. I have to sneeze. Oh, it's coming. I have to sneeze. Okay. I unconsent. Freak Show Season 4. I just like that it seemed very American. I thought it was a cool idea. Traveling circuses, carny culture. It's a very, I guess, human thing. I don't know if it's specifically American, but the American take on it and the time period that it took place in was all very like, it made sense that a show series called American Horror Story would do a season about like freak show, carnival, traveling circus people. So I said plus Emma Roberts in this, continuing kind of the spoiled brat character. Oh, wait, no. Plus, spoiler, I said I liked the male spoiled brat character, the rich, bratty McBratster, who, like, gets into some naughty things. I liked him. And I'm pretty sure that's, like, the first time that actor was introduced to the series, so I thought it was really cool. Minus, with all the singing and stuff, I said it was too much like Glee. Glee was very popular around this time, and I thought that it was just trying to capitalize on the trend of singing in TV shows. So I kind of thought that was a little lame, although it did kind of, I mean, it does make sense with the carnival setting, but I just kind of thought it was like, oh, they're doing Glee now. That's what I thought. Okay, season 5, Hotel. Again, you have to watch it in order to get it. Now it's quotations, the crying masturbator, referencing to season 1, which was actually kind of a plus and minus for me. I thought that there was like a little too many callbacks to the past seasons, which, you know, to me always comes across as like running out of ideas, or like struggling for ideas, reaching for ideas, filling dead space with kind of dead ideas, from a narrative standpoint. I did like the idea, though. It's like, spoiler, a ghost hotel, a haunted hotel, and oh my god, the minus for me was Lady Gaga. I expected so much, and then maybe that was the problem. I expected so much from her performance, considering how she's like always talking about what a theater kid she is, and how she went to Tisch for a little bit, and you know, she's been such a oh, what's the word? Like larger than life sensation or cultural phenomenon that I really thought she didn't bring it to this season. It just seemed very like stupid and like ditzy blonde, but without like being like plain stupid. But it was that same kind of it left me feeling that same way. Like it was just like, oh, you're playing the vampiric bitch, and it's very just like, you know, I just feel like without the costumes, without the setting, and without everybody, like, literally, without the writing telling the audience, like, without the characters, like, literally talking about how great, like, Lady Gaga's character, she was the villain, was supposed to be, like, how super cool everybody thought she was, and how everybody was, like, so attracted to her, and, you know, she was a goddess or whatever. It would have just kind of been, like, maybe better, or maybe not, I don't know. But it wasn't it for me. Like, there was just a lot going on, and, like, I was interested in the story that was being told, but, like, not the actors that were telling the story, you know, or not her. I was kind of just like, I don't know, it just left me wanting more. And so season 6, Roanoke, and the mystery that happened with the colony of Roanoke, again, makes a lot of sense. It's a American myth. It's a part of American mythology. If you know your American history, Roanoke apparently was a colony back in the day when America was being colonized, and, you know, they were killing Indians and all that stuff. I think that's what it was. But all the people just suddenly disappeared, and no one ever knew why. And so that's what this season 6, was supposed to talk about, or like cover, or whatever. That was the story they were telling. And for memorable moments, I just wrote, in quotations, M for murder, which you have to watch the show to get it. And when I saw that, I pretty much rolled my eyes all the way to the back of my head. I was living in West Hollywood, and I remember being like, you know, learning about all the wannabe culture of West Hollywood, how everybody like kind of acted like they were stars of their own reality TV shows, and there were a couple of reality TV shows based in West Hollywood, but whatever. I mean, name a TV show that isn't based in Beverly Hills or West Hollywood area. That isn't like Teen Mom or My 600 Pound Life or Dance Moms. So, anyways. M for Murder, plus, I thought the idea was cool. Minus, I really didn't like Cuba Gooding Jr. in this show. I thought he was a total creep. And Lady Gaga, again, just seemed so, I guess they call it wooden. And I wonder if that's because it's like when you're trying to be such like a Hollywood, like you're trying to make such a Hollywood mark, like you're trying to be the Hollywood phenomenon, or like, you know, the viral moment, or like the it's star in the Hollywood sense, that your acting is wooden. Maybe that's probably what it's the reason why, or just, you know, that you're like stiff and like not that sturdy. Like you can break wood rots away, it doesn't hold up. Maybe that's what that metaphor means, compared to like being called like steely or like stony. I think words, semantics, verb, adjectives, I'm pretty sure like from the human brain, being called wooden, you know, can splinter off, be set on fire, turn to ash, you know. Eventually will decay, become part of the earth again, and be renewed or reborn into something else, or the same thing. I don't know. Trees, you know, they die and they come back and they're basically exactly the same. So I don't know. But I would say it was very wooden. It did not seem like something that would last, for good reasons at least. Although it was very funny watching, I definitely was laughing at this season instead of laughing with this season. So there's that. Season 7, Cult, asterisk, TV humping. So you have to watch it to see it. Plus, I thought the idea was great. That it was like all about like American politics and how problematic they can be, and the kind of like mindless cult following, extremism that happens in American politics from the general masses and the politicians that kind of, or that not kind of, that literally like stoke the fire and encourage aggression for the sake of sensationalism and popularity and staying in people's brains, especially with like how much of a effect Donald Trump had at the time of his presidency for his first campaign. I mean, talk about propaganda and cult stuff that this season came out during, you know, the one of the most historical presidential campaigns or runnings of the nation's history with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders and whoever the fuck else was running. Like, nobody cares. But it was, I thought, a very good idea, and kind of a tongue-in-cheek, self-aware joke of the horror that is American politics. I just felt like they could have taken it farther. I thought, as a negative, it was too political without really saying anything. It kind of just like turned into this like generic cult thing, with the main antagonist just, you know, running for office. And then there was other like subplots with like lesbianism and gay rights and just stuff that I felt kind of like pulled away from what could have been a really poignant discussion about how all politicians are allegedly puppets, especially presidents. How, you know, they're just kind of like placeholders for the 1%, that they basically just like are, again, puppets, like Sesame Street characters being manipulated by their own consent and their own volition, for their own personal gain, to make false promises to the common people, and nothing really changes as far as actual progress in the country, and there's always war and division and unhappiness in America, which is supposed to be like a superpower and the greatest country in the world for some reason, which I don't really agree with. I mean, they have iPhones and internet and free porn everywhere you go, and this country for some reason still has like major homeless problem and drug problem and crime, and propaganda being put out by the media and politicians, all for this like narrative that America is the greatest, and also the people who live in this country are like losers. And yeah, there's just a lot that could have been said that I don't think was said, and that's something that I didn't like. Season 8, Apocalypse, in quotations, the stew is stew. You have to watch it to get it. But yeah, so funny plot, funny theme for the season was my good note. Also Kathy Bates, who made other appearances in the show, but for some reason I just remembered her in this one. I don't know why, but she was a great part of American Horror Stories when she was in it. Again, a negative, I said too many references to past seasons, and if you watch it, I think it's true. It's basically just about a bunch of like a-holes and unlikable people in a nuclear bunker after the world was, I guess, nuked. I don't know. With like a demonic story plot through line as well. So yeah, season 9, 1984. I thought it was a great idea for the like the death camp trope of American media. I mean, I guess, like, what did, like, Native Americans, like, do that? I'm sure they did. I mean, whatever. So plus, I said, death camp, Crystal Lake-esque type thing. Minus, I put a Richard Ramirez actor. I don't know if it was just, like, the actor or, like, that they shoehorned in Richard Ramirez to the story. But I just wrote LOL. So, season 10 double feature. Bratty little bitch and Sarah Paulson being unhinged in both parts of this one season. So part 1, I wrote Tate / Evan Peters in drag, minus Macaulay Culkin wasn't in drag. For the second part of that season, because it was a 2-parter. You have to watch it if you're gonna understand. Plus Sarah Paulson being just her incredible self, and minus the gay couple. I just could not stand them. I couldn't stand them. I mean, even their biceps and their bodies could not, like, save them in my eyes. I was just like, why am I watching, like, softcore porn in this alien themed TV show? And, like, these aliens are just so horny that they have to be looking at, like, arms all the time. I don't know. I mean, if it was any other show, I'm sure I wouldn't have minded. But yeah, I just could not stand the gay characters. I just thought they were so, it was like vomit inducing. Season 11, oh my god. I'm gonna save season 11 for last, because I really did not like this season at all. Season 12, Delicate. I hated all of Kim Kardashian's lines. I don't think she did any acting since she was in, like, epic movie or disaster movie or whatever, like, movie she was in. I don't know. I don't follow her. And I haven't watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. KUKW, because I don't think the T is supposed to be in the acronym. Since I was, like, a freshman in high school. So I don't know what she's been doing besides being the cultural punching bag and pincushion for this alleged race problems in this country, which, I mean, the men might only like her because she's got a big butt, but I mean, you just sound jealous. let's see, I put, oh, in quotations, dead in the eyes. Again, you have to watch it to see it, but that resonated with me for the obvious reasons. Because that's definitely something that I would say about, say, a coworker, a person that I would hypothetically be working on a TV show with. I would definitely do something underhanded like that and create a fake user account just to talk shit about my fellow co-stars. Because, I mean, who wouldn't? All right. But, yeah, I mean, that was really it. I thought season 12 was... It's like they knew that they weren't going to be making anymore, and so they just ended it on that note, which I kind of felt like just shows the formula and the potential that these writers do have when they actually want to make something that is not trash or garbage. So, speaking of season 11 NYC, I thought this was the most boring, cringe, and accurate representation of part of the LGBT and queer community, and that like disgusted me. I was so turned off by the relationship between the old man and the closeted police officer. Spoiler alert. It was just so like daddy issues central, even with the flashback of the little boy, the cop as a little boy getting bullied by his father and, you know, being told that he was a sissy. It's just so pathetic, if I'm being honest. And none of the characters in this season were likable. So let's see. Plus, I said AIDS topic, and Patti LaBelle was in it, which, I mean, is okay, kind of the same thing as having Lady Gaga in it. Like, you think that it's going to, like, elevate the show, you think it's going to elevate the series, but it just didn't do it for me. I thought it was so, like, just on the nose, which isn't always a good thing when it's, you know, predictable and, like, insulting to the audience. Granted, I understand actors have to work and they're always out for a paycheck, but it does, as someone who studied theater myself and only was interested in doing it for the love of performing, and for no other reason, like monetary gain, like I just wanted to be loved and appreciated for my talents. I didn't really care about living a lifestyle, although, you know, that was definitely a plus, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna read everything that I wrote. Let's see, minus negatives. Boring cop drama, gross porno, Law and Order, SVU with old pervy men, and all the characters just seem dumb. Like brainless Tom of Finland, or old, dirty, 1 cent gay porn books from like the 70s or the 80s, like incest, uncle, nephew, porn books. Dumb. Let's see. Okay. And then there were the lesbian scenes, which filled the very last line on my comp book, because I forgot about them. I forgot about the lesbians. I wish I could forget about them because they were just like so just hollow and empty, and it was just so annoying seeing them. Like, this season wasn't likable at all. The only reasons to like this season are for like the explicit homoeroticism, which you don't really see anything. The only person that you would want to see naked in this entire season is Big Daddy, who's like one of the antagonists, and you don't see him naked, so it's kind of just like, thanks. The season is all about some like 60-year-old writer who writes for like the local like queer newspaper or whatever, and it's supposed to be like a metaphor for like the AIDS epidemic, whatever, when it first like broke out, but it's just so like, you don't feel sorry for these characters because they're just like, they're like weaselly, and you know, they're like getting high all the time, which wouldn't be a problem if like they were like at least young and hot and like didn't know any better, like most people are when they're first like introduced to drugs. They're just kind of like looking for an outlet, but it did seem very like just predatory, older gay men like kind of getting away with living criminal lives, getting away with murder even in this season, basically taking advantage of like all the new younger gays that were coming into the scene, and the younger gays being the victims of the bad habits and the drug use and just the debauchery, while like these old like feeble gay men like peacocked around with their like shriveled gray saggy balls. It's just like yeah. And the main character, the cop, who's like in the closet and he doesn't come out because he doesn't want to get made fun of or fired by like his other cop friends, like ends up actually being an accomplice to murder. So you know, to me, that kind of like him being gay, it did lean into the whole like corruption in the police force, but like I'm not sure if it was intentional. The main villain actually ends up being the person that I felt the most sorry for, that I was actually rooting for, because again, all of the other main characters are doing something seedy and illegal on their own, and the guy who's supposed to be the villain, I actually was rooting for, once you find out that the main characters are not squeaky clean as they have been performing the entire time. And that was another thing. It was very like that drag queen who had the dead body in her closet for like tens of years from Paris's burning. It was just like, you know, oh, I'm a victim, I'm an oppressed person, like I belong to this community and they're like killing us, and then she has like a dead person in their closet, and it's kind of like, well, you know, it's a two-way street, girl. I never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, I could go out and get one, because I am better than you. Anyways, but I don't, because I'm retired, and it's because I'm better than you. Alright, so let's read some more. We're gonna read and read, because reading is good for hand-eye coordination. So let's see. So the psycho killing people, so spoiler, the main villain is targeting gays and putting together some type of like Frankenstein monster from their dismembered body parts to kind of reanimate them and let them loose on New York as a symbol of how straight people have like abandoned and betrayed the gay community and demonized them, which I thought was a good idea. I also thought that there was a missed opportunity for like body image issues of the gay community, the whole like gladiator build, or what's this stupid, oh, what is their name? Ooh, the Greek the Greek physique. Can't think of the name. There's an actual name for it, but just like, you know, how all the gays want hot, like muscular, sexy, steady men. Some do. I mean, there are other interests. But I did think that there was an opportunity to also talk about how like the killer could have been assembling like his idea of the perfect man for being maybe not as attractive, I don't know, because he was kind of like a Jeffrey Dahmer-esque person. I think that's how his character was written to be, but that wasn't touched on. So let's see. A psycho killing people to create his perfect lover was my idea in the midst of the AIDS crisis. So that would hit two points right there. But they didn't do that. So I wrote plus the main villain, the one that I sympathized with, all leads end up being, all the main characters end up being bad. So the main villain monologue could have made the season a lot stronger. If his monster had been a symbol of uncaring society, or that was a plus I did see, the villain's plights. Another plus, the hot bodies, Big Daddy, and again the idea of the Frankenstein monster. Although towards the end of the season you see the hot body BDSM ghost everywhere, and I just thought that he was kind of like overdone or used in the inappropriate times. Let's see. Theme of image and gay community. Hot guy, like spreading disease, killing people, like price of vanity or whatever. Another minus, not enough homoerotic scenes to make up for narrative between cop drama, old gay melodrama, as in like elderly gays melodrama, sleazy drug dealer-esque man-boy love drama, stereotypical in yucky ways. A lot of just talking scenes. I actually fast-forwarded through a whole bunch of this season. Like, I really only just watched it to be able to say that I watched it, because I just thought it just sounded so dumb when it first came out. I just like imagined how just pedantic and heavy-handed and just surface level it all was, and so I didn't watch it. And then I watched it for this one, and I fast forwarded through a lot of the scenes, because most of the scenes were just them talking, and like the old man and the like homophobic closeted cop dry humping each other and making out. Which, if I want to watch gross porn, fetish porn, age role play porn, I can look that up online. I didn't need to spend $45 for a 41 disc set to watch something that there is plenty on the internet. A lot of just talking scenes, fast forwarded through most episodes. If you want a lesson in gay history in America, but don't want to watch a documentary, or milk, I'm sure this is also a accurate, to some degree, representation and account for what happened. And that actually is what really might make this season the scariest season out of the entire 12 season anthology. Unintentionally, but still very true. I think if we were to talk about what season was the scariest and most effective, it was probably this one. Because it, like, just made me feel gross the entire time watching it. And the gore scenes were there, but overall, just the tone of the season was so just unsettling. So it's like the best and the worst. Scariest season of all. Not even Patti Lupone could save this. That's how scary it was. And the parts that aren't overtly hedonistic between the gay characters are so overly mushy and cheesy. Right, okay, so the parts that aren't like basically Pornhub are so mushy and cheesy that it's like the writers were told by their bosses that they had to insert some like Notebook gay romance, like ooey gooey scenes in order to get it actually played on TV, to drive forward the gays are people too and they have deeper connections beyond just like fisting buttholes and doing meth. Or they were still, so yeah, either the bosses told them they had to write in more like kissy goo goo, like Seventh Heaven type stuff to push the deeper connection idea, or the writers were still trying to convince the straights that gays have feelings too. Which, good luck with this, girl. So yeah, let's see, last one. So season 11, coming out in a time of Black Lives Matter and police reform. It's interesting that the show had a cop get away with murder and was still labeled a hero by the media in the story. So the cop who actively participates in the overdose of someone that he's like hooking up with at a sex party ends up in the story, in the TV show, with the writer, the revolutionary gay activist with his newspaper, who is supposed to be spreading awareness about this illness that is being that has fallen upon the gay community, much to the ignorance of the straights. So I thought that was kind of like, if intentional, a good thing that like the police and the media are in bed together. The closeted cop, like things happening in the closet. I thought that was a good thing, a good theme, conversation. Oh yeah, dating alt LGBT media reporter, puts out a newspaper, is a columnist, and then I just put all and then I just wrote all the drug use. So yeah, that's my review of American Horror Story. Like I said, I thought that it did check a lot of boxes. It's definitely worth $30. I wouldn't pay $60 for this if you're on a budget. If you can stream it for free online or find it online, do that. I don't have that luxury, so I had to buy the box set. I hope you enjoyed this review of American Horror Story. And I got you on the edge of your seat, and it gave you goosebumps and goose pimples, and it got you tingling in all the right and wrong ways. So thanks. Goodbye.